Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to put on your eye protection. You want to make sure that you've cleaned your eye protection so that you're not touching someone else's germs. I need to wear eye protection even though I have glasses on because my glasses can break and basically cut my eyes. The first thing that you want to know is that there's a little lock, and that's what this is right here. And when you loosen it, there's a little trigger that'll allow you to move it to the angle that you want. And it'll stop on the big angles, 0, 30, 45. So it'll automatically stop there. And now, it's not perfect. It might be a hair off of 45, but it's pretty darn close. And when I want to cut a straight angle, like just a straight 180, I put it on the 0 and I tighten it back up. And tightening it back up will prevent me from moving it. So you always tighten. When it's locked, you will see that it's kind of hard to get up. I can't get that up. And there's a little tiny little trigger that I've got to pull out and turn in order for it to come up. Did everybody see that? I'll do it again. And that's what I do when I am done with it. Okay? It needs to be down. So, very first thing is I unlock it. I don't mess with anything else. Now you see that this is actually a moving thing. And it can cut almost 12 inches. Okay? So if my panel's a little bit too big, I don't have to go over to the table saw. I can just set it against the fence, and that's what this is, a fence. I've marked it and measured it. Imagine I have. And I know it's going to reach the end because I see the end here. When I cut, there's a little sticker that says, no hands, no hands. Don't put your hands there. But the thing is I've got a fairly, I've got to hold it, and I've got to make sure it's pressed against the fence. If it's not pressed against the fence, it'll fling. Okay? Or it'll move and you'll screw up your cut. Right? So the only thing you have to worry about is you never have to worry about the blade coming out at you. The blade's never going to come off. What you have to worry about is the wood. I'm a righty, so I will hold with my left hand and I will cut with my right. And the thing you don't know is that I can't just press the trigger and have it turn on. I have a secondary trigger, which is the red button on either side, so if I'm a lefty. Now if I press that red trigger and the big trigger, I can turn on the saw, okay? So what I want to do is I want to make sure it's at its full rotation in the motor before I make the cut, and I keep it on when I come back up. So I don't stop it as soon as I'm done with the cut. I pull it up and let it stop. So I'll show you. Press the red button. And it's loud, and we don't have hearing protection, so if you'd like to have earplugs, you've got to bring your own because I cannot help you with that. I have ordered a little pair of headphones, but that might not be very clean to do. So they'll have a nice straight cut, and you'll have a nice small panel to work with. So that's the way to make a straight cut. The way to make an angle cut is exactly the same way, but when you'll make an angle cut is oftentimes on a piece of either the cradle for the panel to back it with, or the wood that you'll be using to make a canvas. And that'll be in an angle. And so what I'll do is I'll loosen my trigger, or loosen my guard. I will pull up the trigger, and then I'll move it to my 45, and it's got a little arrow. I'll make sure it goes right in, lock it. I'll have this marked, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. But if I'm going to make an angle, I want to make sure it's against my fence. I pull down this before I actually start the motor, and I make sure I have room for my blade. My blade is 1/8 of an inch thick. So if I make, who's got a pencil? Quick pencil, quick pencil. There's one right there. Yeah. So if I make a simple mark, thank you. To know where to cut it, you want to come over here so that you can see this. When I put this down, I've got to make sure I cut on the right side where I'm going to waste. Okay, and I'll cut right against that very line. Okay, you can step back. So I do the same thing. Press the red trigger. I do not mess with anything in there while that thing is on, duh. So I'll throw that away when it's all stopped and done. But I want to make sure for every cut I make, any waste that I have that gets collected in there, I take it out, throw it away. And that's how you use the saw. When I'm done with it, it goes down, I lock it, I can stay at an angle, it doesn't matter. That is a relatively new blade, it's pretty perfect, should be good.